Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review You People. And this is a new romantic comedy from Kenya Barris, who created Blackish and Black AF from Netflix, and back here at Netflix, making his directorial feature debut with this basically retelling of Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, as we have Jonah Hill and Lauren London, who play two young people. Jonah Hill is a young Jewish man who's really into the culture, black culture. And you have a young woman, Lauren London, Amira, who winds up falling in love with him. And things are going great for them. They have a great dynamic. And honestly, the first half hour of this movie, I was really into. Really enjoying the dynamics between the two of them. Really enjoying the dynamics of them with their families. And then they meet the parents. And that's kind of where this film takes a big shift for me, because this film is co-written by Jonah Hill and Kenya Barris. And you could tell in, like, Ezra, Jonah Hill's characters, his dynamics and moments with, like, his family and stuff. You could definitely tell that was Jonah Hill writing. And I think it's really funny. And there's a lot of times where I thought a lot of things were funny in this movie. But there's so many moments of them really trying to beat you over the head with very specific situations and, you know, ideologies, that there's no finesse at all to this. And it just comes off like a Twitter feed of people arguing on Twitter, basically. It's like, what is the most generic, awkward, weird stuff that, like, these white people can possibly say to this young black woman? And Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I feel bad because, like, she's just saddled with, here's all the most obnoxious, idiotic things that a white person possibly could say to a black person. Say them. And she's saddled with that. That's her whole entire character. And she's like that white liberal stereotype of, you know, she's hip to everything and makes it real awkward, and basically is fetishizing her future daughter-in-law. And then her husband, David Duchovny, just keeps bringing up Exhibit and Pimp My Ride. And then you have the opposite, which you have Eddie Murphy and Nia Long playing Amira's parents, and Nia Long barely gets anything to do in this movie, unfortunately, and that sucks. But you have Eddie Murphy, who's a member of, like, the Nation of Islam and very supportive of Farrakhan, and has this very specific idea of, like, my daughter should not be with this white dude, and he's going to do whatever he can to break it up. And basically, you have Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character, Shelley, doing everything she can inadvertently to break them up, because she's just so incredibly ignorant to everything around her. And so much of the last 2/3 of this movie is how much can we make you cringe with the most obnoxious, on-the-nose commentary or jokes and stuff like that. And it's like, you've seen all of this stuff before. There's nothing fresh here. And I legitimately could hop on Twitter and probably find a bunch of discourse on there saying the same exact stuff that we get in this movie, and maybe even more dynamic on Twitter. And that's the frustrating thing about this, is that there's a lot of great pieces here. There's a lot of great actors here. And many of them are very funny, and they do their jobs well. And I like Ezra and Amira together. It's just where this film takes their story becomes so unbearable to watch at times. And, like, I get it. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable, but, like, you could at least do it in a fresh and interesting way, which this film does not. It just leans so hard into everything that you could possibly come up with. Basically, there's times where it's like, if you ask somebody, I'm going to give you 10 minutes, come up with all of the things that you could possibly say to, like, either way that would make somebody feel uncomfortable of a different race, and you could probably come up with all these jokes in 10 minutes. And that's not good. And I wish there was more depth and interesting things done in this film, but when it really comes all said and done, there's strong performances, there's a lot of personality in this film, and I had fun with it. And in the end, I enjoyed watching it, most part. I just wish that if you're tackling all these things, at least say something new and interesting about it, instead of something that, these are all things we know. And in the end, you have these talented actors being saddled with things that aren't that interesting for them to say, and they can only take it so far. But those are my thoughts on You People. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.